I'm Charlotte Curtis, Head of Adult Services with your Livingston Parish Library. And I'm here for another episode of Family Fun with Food. And I'm really psyched today because I have my two granddaughters. This is my granddaughter, Sophia. This is my granddaughter, Gracelyn, better known as Gracie. And they're here today because I drafted them to help me, right? Because today we're going to be making meatloaf, and you know you can't make meatloaf without getting your hands down in there, which is why I don't have any rings on, so that I won't get the meat mixture under my nails or on my rings. So before we get started with all that, I want to tell the people about the resources that we have at the library, because as I know all of you know, at Livingston Parish Library, we really are more than books. I want to tell you about the culinary kits that we have. Now, I'm showing you this one because some of you out there probably got one of these just like I did 50 years ago and had this in my hope chest. Now it's vintage, as is this one that I picked up at an antique shop in Denham Springs, and this one that I got in Walker at another shop. But if you want to, you can check out a beautiful new one at one of your local branches. You're going to see that one in a few minutes, as well as this, the loaf pan, because this is what we're going to be using to make our meatloaf today. So, you're going, great. I don't need to go to the library and check out one of these. I've had one of those for years and I've already got a loaf pan. But do you have, let me see. Thank you. Do you have a castle? Because we have that. We've got a magnolia. We have Darth Vader. We've got a number of fancy cake pans that we're going to be showing you. Thank you. Darth Vader, by the way, that hand that you see drifting into the picture is my other daughter-in-law, stick your hand out at least, Kristen, who is insisting on remaining off camera because we are expecting a new Curtis the first part of August, right? So she is my off-camera help today, and she's the one who has staged everything because my daughter-in-law, Jenny, that usually is here, is at work today. And of course, as always, I have cameraman Nick. Nick. Hi. My grandson Nick is filming. The reason I keep emphasizing my family is because it's important to include your family when you're making anything in the kitchen. You don't have to do it every night, but if you can do it occasionally, that means that I'm hoping that one day, when I'm not around anymore, you're going to remember how to make meatloaf, and you're also hopefully going to remember having fun with Crazy Grammy in the kitchen. I know that my grandmother's taught me a lot in the kitchen, and I know that every time I make biscuits, I remember my grandmother. Every time I make grits, or try to make grits, that's the one thing that I have never mastered. I think about the fun that I used to have in the kitchen cooking with them. So one day, you'll remember doing things like this with me. That's why use the resources with your library to help make memories with your family. Now, thank you, able assistant. I wanted to show you, before we get started, some of the recipe books that we have. This, we're going to be making something out of. This is called, obviously, Beautiful Bundts. And you'll hear more about it later. This is pretty much cooking from scratch. This does many of the same things she does in Beautiful Bundts, except she uses convenience foods. For instance, in this book, she'll teach you how to make monkey bread from scratch, and then shows you the many things that you can use a Bundt pan to, make the monkey bread into fascinating shapes. If you take this one, she'll tell you to go to the refrigerated section in the store and buy a couple of packages of crescent rolls or cinnamon rolls or biscuits, and then proceed from there. This is another great resource that we have at the library, It's vegan-ish. She gives all kinds of tips about things that you can do to encourage your family to eat more vegetables. And I want to remind all of you that we are going to be having Nettie Johnson appear at the Denham Springs Walker branch of the library in July, and you're not going to want to miss her because she's a fascinating speaker. Okay, now we're going to make meatloaf and meatballs, and this is a recipe that I adapted from the Beautiful Bundt's cookbook. In the Beautiful Bundt's cookbook, surprise, she bakes the meatloaf in a Bundt pan, and the first time that I made the recipe, I did it, and it looked really pretty. But I wanted to show you one of the other culinary kits that we have at the library, the good old, more pedestrian Bundt loaf pan, and instead of making it in a Bundt pan, I'll make it in a loaf pan like a traditional meatloaf. And then with all that leftover meat mixture, we're going to scoop it out, put it on our baking sheet, and make meatballs. All right, so because half of this recipe takes place on a cooking range, I've gone on and pre-prepped. I'm going to fill you in. Remember, I told you that the writer of this cookbook does everything from scratch. She starts the recipe off telling you how to make pesto. I'm sure it's delicious. I cheated and bought a jar of pesto, which is what we're going to be using. In a large bowl, mix together panko breadcrumbs. That's those, it's breadcrumbs, but they're big instead of the fine ones. So that's what we're getting ready to do right now. So somebody dump the milk in the bowl. Grace, you want to take care of that? Okay, so that was 3/4 of a cup of milk and then 2 cups of the panko breadcrumbs. Okay, now it's time to get those fingers dirty. Get in there, girl. Mix it up. Come on.
That smells disgusting.
Yeah. All right. Now put in the eggs, please. Now you might as well get your hands dirty because it's really getting dirty, because now we're getting ready to do the meat. All right? Good job. Now while you're doing that, I'm going to dump in 1/2 pound of ground turkey. Enjoy. This is Italian sausage. Mix it up. And after I stick in the second link, then I'm going to let Grace get over here and get her hands messy. And again, the great thing about cooking with your family is you know what your family likes. So you can modify any recipe at all. Just take that as a starting point. Grace, you look like you're having fun.
Oh, I am.
Grace, by the way, is a killer athlete. Softball, what position?
Shortstop, third, center field.
And you should see her hit. And now, good old hamburger. All right, now comes the fun part. Sophia, can you shake up that can, please, of cooking spray? And I mean spray that thing so that it is thoroughly, thoroughly coated. Because this meatloaf is a 3-layer approach. You got it? All right, and what we're going to do is we're going to take about that much, and you're going to spread it all out on the bottom. Then after she does that, we need a spoon. Actually, you can use, will that fit in? We're going to spread around the pesto, the green sauce, on top of this. And then we're going to pour the red marinara sauce on top of that and smear it all over, and then we finish back off with this. please to our lovely off-screen assistant who will put it in the oven. And it will cook for about 40 minutes. Now, this is the fun part, or I thought it was, because I loved making the meatballs. So, we use an ice cream scoop, and you take the ice cream scoop,
You scoop it.
scoop it like that, and the only reason you do that is because you want your meatballs all about the same size. Roll it up, and plop it down, okay?
We don't need to spray the tray or anything?
Say it again.
We don't need to spray the tray or anything?
No, and the reason we don't is because I'm using a silicone cooking sheet. Y'all are doing a great job. You've done this before. Really? No, but y'all have made a lot of cookies. And it's basically the same technique. Now, I was able to get 20 on my sheet, so I think you ought to be able to get, yeah. Oh, and you know what? I had 4. So you were right, Grace. I thought, see, I keep thinking cookie, but they don't spread as much as a cookie does. Perfect. How are we doing? Yeah, we're probably gonna get 20. Good deal. So you like spaghetti meatballs? Well, Grandpa got to taste, so he said they were
Oh,
fabulous.
he's like our taste tester?
He was our taste tester. It's a dirty job, but somebody has to do it, right?
I'm always happy to do it.
Oh yeah, Grandpa was happy. Sophia, did you take Spanish this year in school?
I did. I took it this year and last year.
Well, you know what I'll have to do then? I'll have to have you proofread a flyer that I made, because did you know that we offer English as a second language classes at the library? So, Grammy had to work on translating a flyer from English into Spanish. I had a whole lot of help, but we're really, really excited about that. Oh my goodness! How many? Look at this. Well, shoot.
4 and 12.
Yeah. I don't think we can get any more on there. Oh, wait. Yeah, we're almost through, right?
It's only one more.
Okay, here we are with an entire meal cooked with resources from your Livingston Parish Library. Starting at this end, we have a fabulous 4-cheese macaroni and cheese. You're gonna love it. It's really, really good. This came out of the beautiful Bundt's cookbook. Next, you have seafoam salad. This is something that I got from one of our recipe databases. So use that, and you too can make this. By the way, I used the beautiful, Tracy, would you grab me that one that you were washing and I forgot to get it out? Because nobody saw that one yet. This is one of our newest Bundt pans. It's really a set of Christmas trees, but I thought it looked pretty, so I grabbed it because I wanted something that was going to highlight the pretty green seafoam salad. Here are our good old meatballs, courtesy again of the recipe from beautiful Bundt's cookbook, and the meatloaf. Now, let's cut it open and see what it looks like, because remember it was that 3-layered meatloaf. And you can't really see the detail, but if you were standing here, you could smell it, because you pick up the pesto, you pick up the marinara, and you can certainly pick up all of the flavor from the peppers and the garlic and everything else. Yeah, the mushrooms, is going to be great. So we're eating well tonight. So again, Charlotte Curtis, Head of Adult Services with your Livingston Parish Library, showing you, with my family, that it's always fun in the kitchen, especially when you include the Livingston Parish Library. Thanks. Bye.